Hey Cancers, and welcome to your February 2019 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to give you guys hopefully another amazing reading for your month ahead. February is an important month for you, Cancer. It's an important month for you to kind of get things together and to kind of, find yourself hopefully by March, by the astrological new year, with a lot better foundation and a lot better, just ordering of events, I feel like. I don't feel like February is particularly difficult, but I also feel like for a lot of you it doesn't feel easy. It's kind of a gray zone, middle ground type of energy feeling to me. But I do think that it can be really wonderful. Like, my eyes are immediately going to the Star and Queen of Pentacles, and having those two cards in your reading says to me that, your authenticity is growing, your energy is growing, your health is growing. There's a really great opportunity in February to make your life much more healthy. I feel like it's a lifestyle month for you. I feel like there's a change and there is a reorganization of what your lifestyle entails. Likewise, there is a change in transaction, I feel like, in your life. It feels like a very transactional month to me for you. Six of Pentacles, Six of Wands, the Hermit, Seven of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. It feels like there's a lot of transactions happening. So I do feel like you're defining worth in your life. It might feel like you're being a bit objectified, or it might feel like it's kind of hard to meet and negotiate or like find what the right value for things is. Like the value of your time is going to be very emphasized. The value of your space is going to be emphasized. And just sort of, what everything in your life costs is going to be emphasized. Six of Pentacles feels very strong for you this month. So I do feel like you're redoing your budget. You're thinking about what you're paying for. You're thinking about, even not from a financial sense, like what you're using your energy on. I'm looking at Ace of Wands reversed as well. It feels like creative energy is not lacking, but it might have felt like you've like overspent your energy or overdone it, feeling a little bit burned out. So February really is the month where you're trying to solve the burnout, trying to solve, your connection to life, your connection to, what motivates you, what propels you. And I feel like you ultimately emerge victorious in that, having the Star, having the Hermit at the end of the month. It says to me that, that rejuvenation happens, that quenching of the burnout happens. Queen of Cups reversed as your central theme, though, so make sure that you're not acting too out of character this month. Make sure you're not, succumbing to other people's wants and desires of you in a sense that you're leaving behind what is innately you. Understanding the innate you-ness of the situation is really important, Cancer. So not letting other people define you for you, not succumbing to overt passivity. It's more of an active month for you, and I feel it is not until around your birth time of the year of 2019, so around June and July, where it becomes less active. So it's an active time. It's not a passive time. Queen of Cups reversed can sometimes say that you are, being a bit too passive for your own good, letting life kind of carry you versus, driving through life. So I feel like, it's just important to really get into the driver's seat this month, and it's important to kind of take control of your life and get things in order. It feels, that's what I keep hearing, is getting things in order this month. So let's go ahead and talk about this week-to-week Cancer. In the first week of February, you have Six of Wands reversed, rooted down by Six of Pentacles. Six. Numerologically, the number 6 is very associated with transition, changes, transaction, from going from one hand to another, one place to another, one state of being to another. So, there is a change for you happening in the first week of February, and I think it deals a lot with what you give, what you take, compromise, and also with your projection to the world. There is a sense of change there. So yes, I could see some of you changing your appearance or changing like your budget, changing your relationship status even. There's just a sense of something really like quite quickly changing and easily changing if you would like it to as well. I do feel like your confidence needs to rise a bit starting there. It feels like with Six of Wands reversed, the confidence is maybe suffering a bit. So, really coming face to face with those lessons you learned over last year relating to confidence and relating to your projection to the world, like, not being scared of that and not letting some of those things that have happened affect your self-concept and stuff. I do feel like self-concept is important for you this month, and I feel like a lot of you have an opportunity in the first week to find self-concept trauma if you wanted to. Six of Pentacles can sometimes deal with, not feeling like you're good enough to be, on your feet, if you're that person that's sort of on your knees there in Six of Pentacles. So really finding your own self-worth and really finding your own sense of self-preservation is important during that time. But at the same time, merging that with a sense of humility, I feel, is important as well. Sometimes Six of Wands reversed can also be the opposite of lack of confidence. Sometimes it can be overconfidence, and it can be, too much pride as well. So like allowing your sense of self or your sense of pride and confidence to overshadow the reality of a situation, thinking that you're untouchable, thinking that, life is sort of being paved for you and not really, again, getting into the driver's seat. Again, I'm seeing a theme of like overt passivity there. So a similarity with Queen of Cups reversed. Six of Wands reversed can sometimes be too focused on the procession. It's kind of a parading energy, and again, like in a parade, it's sort of like you're the centerpiece, and there's like all these things around you that are sort of supporting you. And when it's reversed, it can sort of be like we're relying too much on the surroundings. We're relying too much on the environment to support us versus taking control, and also feeling a bit entitled to that as well. So watch out for entitlement issues in the first week. That could also see you, again, on your knees in that Six of Pentacles energy, and it's interesting to think about the whole theme of entitlement with Six of Pentacles. Again, I'm not saying that all Cancers are being entitled, but it's interesting to think about how much of a victim to ourselves we become when, we're dealing with entitlement, or we're dealing with people around us who are entitled. Maybe you're in a relationship with someone who feels entitled to things but doesn't really work for them. It's going to be important to see that, and important to understand the restrictions and restraints that puts onto your life, and how can you fix it. I feel like you learned that in the second week with Queen of Pentacles rooted down by Ace of Wands reversed. So what we're talking about here has a lot to do with your energy, and has a lot to do with your creative force, actually, which you are very much entitled to. Very much Cancer is a creative energy, especially if you've got some Leo or Sag or something. So I feel like you are in a creative space in the second week, and you're kind of seeing that it's changed, or you're seeing that there's a change in how you want to manifest your energy. So some of you could be wanting to change fields. Some of you could be wanting to again, change relationship status, or wanting to just see some sort of difference happening in your life, because there's a sense of monotony there, and there's a sense of status quo. Queen of Pentacles does really well with that. It does really well with sort of the status quo, monotony, daily grind, and sort of building herself up through that. But Ace of Wands reversed rooting that down kind of throws a wrench into that, and it's a very contrasting energy to that, because it feels like you're burning out by doing that. And I would watch out for tricking yourself. Watch out for associating, getting your life in order, having some of that Saturn and Capricorn energy come in to really structure things, really make things predictable, really make things obvious. I would challenge you, Cancer, to not find that as something that is traumatic, or to not find that as something inherently bad, because I feel like you need a bit of monotony right now. I feel like you need a bit of that. It's not really the time for going out with a bang, or for having some sort of like really egocentric, explosive, glamorous experience. You've had that plenty now, and this period of time, especially over this first half of 2019 for you, does feel to me to give you much more of a foundation by making things sort of easy and predictable. And then during the second half of this year, it's a lot more easy to have those glamorous experiences. Try to not succumb to baser instincts, or to sort of an instinct to just have an exciting, again, like go out with a bang type of experience, just because again, you need a sense of stability and security right now more than anything. And it's like if things get too glamorous, or if things get too hormonal or electric, it's like you don't get done what needs to get done. It's like the order that we're talking about here, like getting your life together, getting the bills paid, getting the bills organized, getting the house like in a place where you can have these experiences. It feels like that goes by the wayside if you're like over prioritizing like that fiery Ace of Wands energy. And it feels like if you're over prioritizing that Ace of Wands energy, it just leads to burnout anyway. So that might sound a bit discouraging, but how nice it's going to feel later this year once you've gotten everything together to really be able to embrace that energy in an environment that supports you. That's really the message that I'm getting for Cancer. And that can be different depending on what's in your chart. You know, however Jupiter and Sag is hitting you, that can kind of make things a little bit more exciting here. But you have to be able to counter that excitement with order and structure, just because that Saturn opposite you demands it. Like, you're looking straight ahead at Saturn. You're looking straight at the most organized, most structured, most prestigious, most wealthy, most like grinding, hardcore, climb the mountain in the most like perfect structured way energy. You're looking straight at it and it's looking straight back at you. So to kind of allow drama into your life, or to allow glamorous, non-starting experiences to avert your gaze, is one of the most damaging and dangerous things I feel Cancer can do right now. So again, enjoy this process of getting things together. It's going to feel really nice. Week number 3, you have Seven of Swords reversed, rooted down by the High Priestess. So yes, as you start to get things together in your life, and you start to prioritize that process and, you know, healthily prioritizing yourself, you do see that the people in your life who don't want to see you doing that, you know, rear their heads a bit. So I can see this going in a few different ways for you, Cancer. Some of you, this doesn't have anything to do with anybody else. It just has to do with you. And for others of you, it has to do with other people. So for those of you who this doesn't have to do with other people, make sure that you're not, again, succumbing to this need to see yourself taken from, or to see yourself as like disempowered by having to do things yourself, or a victim of the path or something like that, you know, sort of taking all of your own emotional well-being away from yourself. Like the High Priestess reading down Seven of Swords oftentimes to me denotes someone who takes from themselves, or takes their security from themselves in order to feel taken from. So watch out for that. But it to me also feels that many of you could just feel like there's not many people around you that you can be totally vulnerable with. So, the High Priestess is all about vulnerability, and Seven of Swords is again about stealing or feeling taken from. So some of you might just still be coming from like a breakup experience where you felt that your vulnerability was taken. And also some of you may have forgotten really how to be truly vulnerable with someone. And I feel that starts to heal then and there. You're going to see something in the 3rd week of February that deals very strongly with how you communicate and process your own vulnerability. And I feel that many of you, most of you, are actually going to see that there's like this level of vulnerability that you haven't accessed in a long time, or that you haven't been able to get to in a long time. And then once you see it, it's like you don't quite trust the people around you to work with it. So there's a bit of a maze, I feel, that comes up regarding how you start to then communicate and channel that out. Which in the 4th week becomes quite clear to you. The Star rooted down by the Hermit reversed. Healing is prevalent there. So finally being back in touch with that vulnerability can make you thrive, can make you feel so much stronger than you did before. And you start to see as well that you start to prioritize the important things in your life. So your health, your well-being, your lifestyle. Again, it's such a lifestyle month for Cancer. So the Star really comes in to energize that process and to make you feel more vulnerable, more connected with other people. I also feel that relationships can come to the next level there. And I feel that for those of you who have been single, you can meet someone really incredible there. It is rooted down by the Hermit reversed, though, and that's why I'm saying this. It's like it's not time for solitude anymore. It's not time for isolation anymore. I feel like Cancer has solved so many of their problems throughout the last year with isolation and with solitude, and with only giving themselves something that no one else can see. So not really, again, being vulnerable with others, saving the best things for yourself and not really wanting to share. I feel like there's something in Cancer that doesn't really want to share lately, out of fear of it being squandered or something. So watch out for that. I feel that is no longer the case. So to fall back into that is sort of, again, non-starting. It's something that just doesn't really give you much in the future. So find those people that you feel you can vulnerably connect with. Find those relationships that are no longer so toxic. Really disconnecting from toxic people is going to be important during that time. And watch out for too much isolation. One way or another, the hermit to me is always a symbol of protection and a symbol of, light in the dark. So that's going to be there. You don't have to worry about people taking advantage of you too much there. It would have happened by the third week, I feel. And, just really connecting with yourself in a way that makes you stronger than that, and to where your vulnerability can't really be squandered by other people. So try to not invest too much in other people. Like, connect with people without investing something that is not theirs to begin with in them, if that makes sense to you, Cancer. Again, central theme, Queen of Cups reversed. Don't try to be different this month. Don't try to, well, being different could be good, but don't try to be something that you're not this month. Queen of Cups is very much your type of energy, and it's reversed, which says to me that on one hand, by being too connected to what you represent, you can overdo things, but also to push past those boundaries into boundless of a way is equally as bad. So meeting yourself in the middle, knowing what you represent, knowing your identity, but not being so connected to that in a way that it ultimately just keeps taking from you and makes you inaccessible to others. Okay, Cancers, I hope this reading has been good for you. I think I'm going to conclude there. I hope you've had the opportunity to check out my 2019 Year Ahead series. You can click the center of your screen now if you would like to see that. It's also in the description box below. As always, your likes, comments, and subscribes mean the world to me, and I'm wishing you so much love and light for February. We'll talk soon, Cancers. Bye.